can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of Vibe with Five. You got here myself, Joel Bayer. Guess who's back? Mr. Harry Pinero. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm very, very good.
Good stuff. Steve, lovely international break. I know you enjoyed it. Supporting England. Come on, England. Yeah? And of course, you got Mr. Rio Ferdinand. Bro, you look like you're a little bit tan still. What's going on?
No tan, bruv. I've been in Australia, guys. International weekend, little break. Not quite Marcus Rashford, like flying around the Yule Canal with his missus, which looked nice. Yeah. But I was on work, on job, man.
Listen.
Working with WeAre8, social media app. Yeah. Download this app, seriously.
One of the best apps in the whole
Rio's
world.
just using his own platform.
Yeah. Download WeAre8. You want to make social
impact.
impact, social change your life, forward money charities. This is the place to be.
Come on, man. Links in the description. It's his channel. He can do what he wants. Who's going to stop him? All right, cool. So, in fact, let's go straight to that Marcus Rashford topic, actually. Southgate's comments, bemused me, baffled me, if that's a word even. Baffled me.
Yeah, what did
he say specifically? Spoke about, go on, Steve.
He said something along the lines of, we can't miss a player who's not here.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Because, Steve,
that just sounds like there's beef in the house.
Yeah, it sounds a bit
The headline is minging. He does kind of saying, he's pulled out. The media's a little bit at fault here for really stirring this up, because the actual full quote isn't quite as bad, but he does still say exactly those words.
He says, in terms of a loss, when you haven't had him that often, then it's different to being a loss. That's the main bit of it that makes me go, right, did you need to go there? We don't really miss him because we ain't really had him. He don't really play.
But the question,
he's played less than half the minutes under Gareth Southgate.
But that's down to Southgate, though.
Don't play him.
Had the option there. Rashford's been fit. Obviously, maybe his form hasn't been the best for club, and probably you would pick Sterling over him or pick any other player over him. But still, he's playing absolutely out of his skin.
But you look at the World Cup, he was on fire.
That's good.
You've been well critical of Gareth Southgate, but
same here.
But in the finals of the World Cup, he was on fire. And then you don't play him. It's like you normally pick people.
We was together, weren't we, for that quarter-finals against France. Yeah. And you're looking at it and you're going, right, or was it semi-final? It was semi-final. Quarter-final against France. So you're looking at it and you're going, about the 56-minute mark, I remember seeing go, this has got to be Marcus Rashford time now. And then he brings Raheem Sterling on, who's been at home all week. And you're thinking, Marcus is the leading scorer. There was so much room down the left-hand side for England.
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes. and here's what he got in the entirety of the World Cup. And I think he scored, he outscored everybody anyway in terms of minutes. So he came off the bench and scored against Iran. He got 12 minutes against USA. He started and scored twice against Wales. He was benched for Senegal, even though he'd just come on and scored twice, or just started and scored twice. Got 25 minutes against Senegal. And he got 5-6 minutes against France. So don't be out here thinking, this is a guy that's playing every single 3 minutes, 3 days for United, and is probably on course to play somewhere in the region of about 70 games this season, with all the travel that's involved with both a World Cup and a Europa League. He owes Gareth Southgate nothing.
He's put himself at risk multiple times, like turn up on duty for England, injured, carrying injuries. Last season, a bad back injury. It cost United in the end, really.
He delayed his operation on his shoulder to go to the Euros, wasn't used, gets brought on in the 120th minute of a final, and then he's asked to take a match-winning penalty cold. That's shit management. That is awful
Say
management.
it with your chest, please, Steve. Say it with your chest.
Do you want me to get off defence? You can't bring a player on with that level of pressure at Wembley, have no kicks of the ball, and expect him to put a penalty away.
So are we saying that Rashford wasn't truly injured and he's just decided, I'm resting?
I hope he wasn't.
Going with his missus.
I think there's an element, maybe he might be feeling some niggling pain, and that's probably why he said, you know what, along with the fact that he knows Southgate probably won't even play him because of like we said, look at that World Cup, the stats for the World Cup. And for me, Rashford, like I said maybe I'm giving Southgate a bit of benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's because he didn't have the greatest season leading up to the tournament. But however, when you have stats like that,
that's not true.
No,
because
but
he was playing all right by
but
then.
not
By
to this
then.
level. Not to this
level
level
he's playing now, but
Yeah.
it was enough.
Yeah, but
to-
Calvin
it
Phillips,
was en-
Calvin Phillips ain't started a game in the Premier League.
And I think Southgate has his
playing.
players who he would genuinely die for.
90 minutes.
Rashford is not one of them.
no, because
I think Rashford's just thought, you know what, I'm being selfish now, and I'm thinking about me. And the moment I've done that, look at my form. I'm flying for Man United. I want to preserve Matt now. So for the business end of the season, I'm going to New York with my missus.
so if he has got
Rather
an
than
injury,
sitting
for
on the
example,
bench.
he's thinking, you know what, I'm going to nurse this. I'm not going to
No, but I think he's
overextend
thinking,
myself.
you know, it was like this back in the day, Michael Carrick. But
Really?
he had stiff competition as well in that midfield area. But he went to England every single time, form of his life, winning Champions League, Premier Leagues, never getting picked, never really started.
What did you used to think though? Because it's hard. Because you're looking at Michael Carrick, who plays
different
with you
a
every
little bit.
week,
He had best
and
big
he had
players around him, like-
Gerrard, Lamps. What would he say to you?
No, you could tell that Carras weren't one of those guys to speak out, but you know that you could see that there was like I'm here again, and then getting minutes. And for the role that he plays, Michael Carrick's a better defensive midfielder than Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard.
Facts.
He's got better decision making in those areas. He plays there consistently all the time. He knows how to do that. That's his job. The others are better than him in all their other attacking areas of the game. But it is disheartening. I've seen men that turn up and they go, I just know I'm not going to play, man. And I know that that's how Marcus has thought. And I just think genuinely, I've not spoken to him about this, but I genuinely think he's thought, I ain't even really that injured. I could go there and play because I went there with a bust shoulder and back last time. But I ain't doing it now when I've got trophies maybe at the end of this season. I'm not going to risk it for no one. When a man doesn't play me, that's how I think he's thinking.
And
I've always felt like England are never going to do anything with Gareth Southgate because of his decision making. I think he's probably got some of the worst decision making with the most talented group of players I've seen in a long, long time. And I think that like when you look at someone like Marcus Rashford, you should be thinking about the end goal, which is to be the most successful team in the world. And you can't do that by not selecting arguably the best left winger in the league right now, or in England. So for me, this is why Gareth Southgate, and I wish the boys the best, but not with that manager. His decision-making is terrible. I'll be honest with you. We've seen it.
So you don't think they can win the
Not
the
with
next
Gareth
tournament?
Southgate.
Nothing.
You've got Jude Bellingham.
Got relegated in the
You've got
Nations
Jude
League.
Bellingham. You've got Jude Bellingham. You've got
Nah,
Saka.
man.
Wait, I didn't watch the
You're
game
being
the
a
other
bit-
day.
you're being a
Was
bit harsh
Ramsdale in
still.
goal?
I didn't.
See,
I was
then
on
that's my
holiday.
point. Ramsdale for me is the best
Nah.
keeper in England.
But you know what? I think the goalkeeping position is a little bit more justified. So, for example,
Pickford's been faultless in tournaments.
good, really good. International.
See the memes?
No, bro, come on.
He's been good. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, Ramsdale's my guy, so I would love it.
Pope and Ramsdale have got
dropping bombs today.
Go on, Steve.
Pope and Ramsdale have both got shouts.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: he will never try them.
That's my point.
Ivan
man.
Toney gets called up.
No, Ivan Toney's the mad
take a
one.
seat.
He
that's
did play
mad.
though. He did.
No, but he
did play.
calls him up. Right, so
Little
you're
bit,
about to go to a
little
World
bit.
Cup. I think, he's right, the decision making's horrendous, right? You've got a major tournament, right? What do I need to learn about Harry Kane ahead of this tournament?
Nothing.
Fuck off,
yeah.
right? What do I need to learn about Ivan Toney? I don't know him. I don't trust him. I can't trust him unless I play him. I've risked Harry Kane getting an injury in these 2 games. For what reason? No reason. Play Ivan Toney, play all of those periphery players that you don't quite have an opinion on or don't quite have the trust of, play them and allow them to get your trust.
You're right. He should have played more minutes, but these weren't.
Or some minutes, you mean, some minutes.
But these weren't friendlies. That's
Look at
the
the
only
teams.
difference.
Bar
this
Italy. Bar Italy. That was probably the toughest game. Was Italy, and they dealt with that bar.
Yeah,
obviously, the
yeah.
red card and what it made it a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But I agree with Steve. Like you've got a group of young talented players. More than I guess the last time we saw it was probably Rio's generation, where there's actually a
While
group
ago.
of players, that genuinely for their teams are at a high standard. Star players. Everybody that's in that team is a star player, and without them players, their team don't do well. Play them. But he's got his thing where he selects his type of players. He puts his arms around these players. These are my boys. I'm going to look after them. That's why he's going to fail.
I think the reason why people are so on him about that as well, because with the statement he made early in his managerial career, I'm playing
form
people,
over reputation.
I'm picking them on form over reputation, and he's gone against that more than ever. So it confuses the whole situation. It gives some people like a stick to beat him with a little bit. But yeah, listen, next tournament, they've got to learn, obviously, from the mistakes of the previous tournament. Bit of risk.
Credit where credit's due. They have got to, they've got to a
They've done
final.
much better than what we've done.
They've got to, like,
No, but you say they've done better than what you've done. You lost to a Brazil team of Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho, right?
Carlos Cafu.
Yeah,
Roberto Silva.
say what you want though.
Point was made.
Say what you want though. But Southgate has mastered what he's mastered, and I'm not a Southgate in or out fan. I'm just saying.
He's a fence man.
But I'm bang on that fence. But you have to respect what he's done with the team atmosphere.
No, you don't.
You see what I mean? Yes, you do.
Yeah, no, the
you
culture,
don't.
the
These
environment.
men didn't even sit next to each other.
No,
Right?
the
You know what I'm
environment.
saying?
Can I say one thing?
The environment is proper.
Can I say one thing though? Yeah.
So you're just a team of it's a scouts camp.
No.
We'll go and have a good time, and we get a guitar out, we have marshmallows, and we win fuck all. What is the point, right? He got relegated.
They got further than them.
No, they didn't. Do you ever get relegated?
No.
No further questions.
But it didn't exist.
We didn't get to a final.
Exactly. You didn't get to a final.
Or semis.
You didn't get to a
But
semis.
can I just say though?
Did you get to a quarters with Brazil? Was that last 16 or was that quarters?
That was quarters. But look, would you say
That's
though,
good.
yeah,
Lost.
these players were genuinely friends anyway. All these young players that we're talking about, the Sakas, they've all played with each other when they were younger. These
he's
were
coached them,
enemies.
though.
They didn't like each other. So I think that played a part in the reasons why.
Massive.
Yeah, and I don't know
No,
about
but
Sven
and he's been
Eriksson and
under
all of them
21
man there.
countries also. He was able to. He knows a lot.
What's a
of these boys
manager's
from
job?
early.
A manager's job is to set a team up to hide its weaknesses, maximise its strengths, and for him to try and help get them games won that they wouldn't ordinarily win just on ability alone. Right. What does this England team do? It turns up and it beats the teams it's meant to do, okay? And you go, fair play, because sometimes that lot didn't do that. But when have they ever won a game that they weren't meant to win?
Germany.
Yeah.
Germany were ranked 16th at the time.
Stop it, man.
England were ranked in
Germany.
the top 8.
Germany.
No, man.
I'll be honest with you, I'm with Steve a little bit. But Germany,
Did you not have a pre-meeting?
I was there.
or
No, I was there. I'm making up for the fact that but I was there, at that
Can't
game.
argue the facts. They only beat Liechtenstein and Lithuania that entire year.
I feel like we get them all the time, Macedonia.
always
this
teams,
one.
always.
That's just
Teams.
very random.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Digga team.
Germany that year had only beaten those two teams.
Wow.
Right, so let's not pretend this is a Germany with Ballon d'Or winners and medals.
And do you know what? I'm not going to say who, but I spoke to someone in that team, and they said from the kickoff they knew they was going to win that game. Like the atmosphere in Wembley was incredible. We thought we was going to win the Euros just because of how the atmosphere.
So
in the
when have they
country
beaten
was.
a team that's ranked above them? When have they beaten a team where they've had to go and maybe
You can only
play off the
beat
back
who's
foot?
in front of you.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Yeah.
No, but I would say that international, like when we used to play, even we used to play dead teams, mate,
All the
like
time.
rubbish teams, and come off thinking, rah, that was a tough game.
Really?
Yeah, because like we just didn't play well, man. We were just like a baggy team put together. We were just rubbish, serious. But then,
Could you feel it? Sorry, comparing it to United, obviously.
Oh, mate.
Could you feel like? Could you?
It's like I
what
was
the
going.
standards like?
It's like I went to like a relegation team. That's how it felt playing with England. Like when you speak to the boys,
There's the headline in the Daily Mail
when we
tomorrow.
speak to the lads, and who's in that team, we talk about like this generation. They're flying, they're banging teams up. All the teams they should bang up, they're banging them up. Yeah. And you go, bro, did you ever have an easy game with England? I've never heard a man go convincingly and with conviction gone, yeah.
Did you play
Remember
San
that game?
Marino?
All right, because you said it, and I'll be honest with you. Watching you lot play, I think I did it for 30 minutes. And
Hard
I just got
work.
about my business because it was so like, what's happening here? There's so much space on the pitch. There's no like fluidity.
None of us played like you saw us play for our clubs.
Yeah.
They had no
That's the
relationship,
difference.
and that's why.
Best
Southgate
game you ever
deserves
played
credit.
though was against
For what?
Germany.
Yeah,
The 5-1.
That's
Yeah,
why
the 5-1.
Southgate deserves
But it
credit.
happened. That's once in a blue moon. But then you look at like Saka, he's just put on a different
boy.
shirt, but same
Mate,
player.
same
Bad
player.
boy.
Do you know what I mean?
Kane, same
Kane's the
thing.
same thing. Declan Rice, they're just looking at the same
Maguire,
players.
new player.
Maguire looks better for England.
Sterling's incredible.
International
for
football
England.
play
Yeah.
suits him, but
Sterling's been a joke.
not this last week.
What?
Just poor fundamentals.
Who?
Harry Maguire.
Go on.
But you don't have anything to prove, so.
Oh, you're mad, you know.
Steve's
Oh,
a
from his
mad-
quotes.
Flipping.
I don't agree with that quote, though, you know. I've got to be
I'm
honest.
glad.
What quote was
Like-
that?
He said.
Don't have anything to prove.
Yeah, he said he doesn't have anything to prove. He's got almost 200 appearances for United.
50
He's like, oh,
appearances
we've won
for-
like the last 8
appearances.
games I played. You played like Derby and that. You know what I mean?
No, you know what? This I've got nothing to prove. You know, every day you've got to prove something.
Yeah.
He's probably talking
Right.
to Steve.
Yeah.
But you do though, because do you start for Manchester United? No, you don't. You sit on the bench and you watch a dwarf play and batter what you've been doing in a United shirt. Don't have nothing to prove.
I think when he makes
Did you
comments
ever
like
say
that,
anything like that?
I might have said it, but I just But I didn't. It was just like one of them throwaway comments that you say because you hear people saying. I think there's loads of great players over the years that have always said, "I've got nothing to prove." But when you go out and train, forget the game. Every day is a moment to prove I am better than you. This is why I'm here.
I've heard you
Like
say that
showing.
when you went out onto a pitch. You said, "I want to prove I'm the best centre half out of me and Vida and whoever." That is on
Whoever
the
is the
side."
centre half on the opposite team, and then me and Vida. I need to walk off the pitch and they say I'm the best.
Mentality
Every
is
game, whether I'm
pathetic.
playing a Champions League game, a Premier League game, a Carabao, whatever it is, and that goes for training as well. That's what I think the nature of a football player. If you want to be the best that you can be, not I'm saying that you want to be the top player, the best that you can be. Every day is a day to prove to yourself why you're there and prove to others why you're there.
Okay, so just spill the dirt. Yeah, when you got called up to England, who weren't really cutting it, man. Who weren't really. You thought.
I love when John does this.
Do you know what? Because I ask him every international break, to see if I can get more of an answer from you. Because
No, I just used to
No,
go.
no,
No, but I would go, and I would just automatically always think
I'm
I
starting.
should play.
Yeah.
Like even when I made my debut, I come on for Gareth Southgate, and I was thinking I should be playing in front of him anyway. Like how am I?
was that arrogance or was you
Just
literally-
confidence. I probably wasn't even ready, but I had mad confidence that Harry Redknapp built me like to be this like 7'5" macho guy who should be playing every game because he gave me so much self-belief. He used to sit there and look at me, stand there after a game, and I ain't even played that well. And it's like he made me hear him say, "Look at him. He's a fucking Rolls Royce. Look at him."
Where it come from? man?
Imagine having that.
When's he coming on by the way? 'Cause I reckon he's
So
got
I
some
used to sit
stories
there
for
and I used
days.
to think I might have had a 6 out of 10 performance, but I've walked out of that change room a 10 and thinking I am the man. Like there's no way. And I go to England feeling like that, and I respect all these other players. Martin Keown was there, Adams was there, Sol Campbell, Gareth Southgate, etc. But I'm sitting there going, when am I going to start then? And I'm looking at the manager when he's naming the teams, he just say like,
I should be there.
and then he don't say my name, and I'm like, wow.
And you're like 17, 18 these
Yeah,
times.
I went with England when I was, I think, 16 years old. They used to do this thing where they used to bring 4 players. It was Euro 98, and I went with Frank Lampard
Euro
and a
96,
couple of other
yeah.
boys, 96, sorry. And I went. Even then, I was looking at guys and saying, "Rod, is this England?"
Wow.
I swear I was. I was just because I was going there and doing bits in training. And I could feel the other players going, "Rah, he's on it. This kid's like he's got." Because I could feel it. Even the manager said to me, Terry Venables, he was walking past, arms around my shoulders. "Oh, son, yeah, I love what you're doing today, son." And I was sitting there thinking, "Wow, like I should. Next time there's a tournament, I am in." But it's just. Confidence comes from somewhere, then you've got to take it on.
But you was the one. You went to France.
Yeah, I went to France, but I didn't play.
But that's a great experience,
Yeah,
though, isn't it?
that was my favourite World Cup.
Oh, mate.
My favourite ever World Cup.
Yeah,
it was
madness.
incredible.
Keeping it on the England topic.
No, that's another bomb.
What did he say? What did he say?
We'll move.
Is it?
I'm not wrong, though.
I'll see it. I'll see it later on when I'm rewatching the show. Let's talk Saka, though. Right? We're gonna have a little debate later on, but come on, man, the boy is just star boy. He
Star boy.
deserves it.
Special
Like you
player,
said,
man.
he's taken off the Arsenal shirt, put on the England shirt, but it's the same player. Assisting, cutting inside, scoring goals. I saw they asked Gareth Southgate about his finishing ability now. He said, listen, man, the difference is he's always had the technical ability, but he now plays as if he knows he deserves to be.
There ain't many players. Harry Kane's the only other one in the team right now. And you might... Harry Kane and Saka. And you might go Jude Bellingham, actually, and maybe Declan Rice, I would say, are indispensable in this team. Like,
Yeah.
He's levels. You go anywhere around Europe now,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you
they all
go,
know.
who's the problem?
How about this? Kim
Kim
Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Took her youth to the
Said,
game.
you know what? Hey, babe, I just want to say you played so well today.
Do you imagine what his chest was like?
Yeah.
You see me?
I
My
see him in
hand
the
would have
car.
been shaking. I'd have been like,
Yeah,
you
see
know
him
what I
in
mean?
the car like, yeah, I'll send him some t-shirts. I was
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah, yeah.
bro.
But for me, you're right though. I think like the trajectory of his career since he's came into the scene as an Arsenal player has just been season after season, game after game. He just gets better. Some of the goals that he scored as well, very important goals for Arsenal this season. And I think without him in the team, then there's no threat at all. He generally is outrageous, and I believe that he will be
What?
So
Why are you looking at me grinning like that?
Why are you looking at me
grinning like that?
Yeah.
Because you've been doing this for the last 20 seconds, and I know you, bro.
Yeah.
When you
That
do
means-
this,
it
means he's thinking of things.
Yeah.
You go,
No, and you know what?
You know?
For me, I hate Arsenal with all my guts, but you have to appreciate quality. He's like one of those players that when it's all said and done, he'll be the player that every player, even the teams, fans of opposing teams, will be like, well, Saka was incredible.
Yeah.
He's just so good.
Go on.
Yeah, cool.
Come on.
What?
What's your honest feelings? Go on. Saka.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah. I think that's the most.
He plays in that team. There's no that you can't come out. Like Foden. See, I prefer Foden. I'd like him in the 8. For
Yeah,
England.
he's not a winger for me.
I prefer him in the 8. Just give him a bit of license to roam. You're hating this, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's the madness of this whole England side is you play in City's first and second choice on the left as first and second choice, and both of them are, you could argue, not really performing. City play such a different way to the way England play that you can't just throw Foden on the left wing and go do what you do for City because like, well, everything is different. I would go with. I think Marcus, Kane, and Saka is
devastating.
Very forward.
That's nasty.
And I think if you can,
if
you go with Bellingham,
Southgate,
and Rice,
wake up!
You got
Wake up!
Do you know what you do though as well? I put myself in opposing back fours or back threes shoes and go, who is scaring them?
Yeah, you put Foden and Bellingham next to each other.
Oh, mate, Foden and Bellingham.
You've got talent coming at you. I think Rice could do the job on his own. We don't
Grealish
see him
in
doing it
that
on his
8
own.
role as well. With
No,
England
it's
will be
nasty.
nuts.
It's nasty because he is very hard to get the ball off. Like I do believe though,
Just need to sort the defence out.
The defense. I think England have got a great team, and I think like you mentioned in Saka, you mentioned in Rashford and Kane. Those three for their teams are that's the firepower for their teams, and it's just sad to see that for England. It's just I don't think it's ever going to happen that we're ever going to be able to see. It's like we're robbed of greatness by.
You guys are rude. They've made a finals, semi-finals, and quarter-finals.
Do you know, I did the
guys
stats by accident. I was on the phone to my friend the other day, and I was
Mate.
like, Kane and Rashford, because, you know, the Kane, where's he going to go next season and stuff like that. And I was like, between them two for England, they've played 31 games and only got 5 goals. And the reason for that is that most of the time, Rashford's coming off the bench. And it's like, if you actually start these two together and actually put it to test and see if it works, then we can actually sit here and say, okay, you know what, maybe it's not going to work.
Marcus's play style is very similar to Son's, and you see how they perform for Tottenham, and Kane dropping off into that space.
Running in behind.
He finds Marcus all day long, and they replicate that.
What, United?
Yeah, they replicate that goals and assists.
You
that
love
they've
it,
had.
innit? Yeah, shout out to Kane as well. Breaking the
Breaking the
goalscorer
record. Unreal, man.
Mate, I see Poet tweeted always
Over-celebrated.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. He tweeted Harry Kane something like always winning international honours or
individual honours.
Individual
and team
honours.
sport.
I just thought flipping it.
I thought he over-celebrated it a little bit when he came into the changing room,
What?
and I can't explain
Why?
it. I don't
Why?
know. It just like it
Bro,
felt
that's
like
a big thing, bruv, to be the top
is.
goal
I'm
scorer.
He's done it quickly as well, you know.
I just want to say thank you to the team for passing goals,
it felt a bit of an over-celebrate. Do you know what I mean?
I love Kane though, he's a nice guy.
Like when you won stuff, you've gone done, move on to the next.
But I
And it
didn't
felt
win
like,
Golden Boot. I didn't win I don't know what it
No,
feels
but
like to win a
you won
Golden Boot.
titles and Champions Leagues.
Yeah, no, but you celebrate, man.
Looking,
You got to celebrate it, man. You got to. These awards.
you're lying. Do you know why you're lying?
Why?
Because you would not have it if you had players celebrating individual awards and you weren't winning trophies. That's not how you were made up. That's not.
Yeah.
Remember,
You'd have sat
what's it? Ben Foster, League Cup, classic story.
Yeah, but
No. As soon as he's there going, what were you thinking when you saw him?
I got a question, right? If you was in that change room with Harry Kane this week, and he's there with his little golden boot and all that lot,
with England.
yeah, you go, might have got that a bit sooner if you'd have scored against France.
No.
Would you not say that?
No, he wouldn't have done that.
No,
He wouldn't have
no.
done that. He wouldn't have done that.
I think you've got to allow someone to win a personal award like that and enjoy it, yeah? But the overriding factor is a team win. That is the holy grail for me. And I think this summer we'll see where Harry Kane lies on that story. Is his holy grail an individual awards, or is his holy grail to go and win a team award?
It has to change. I said this last time I was on it. It has to change because the best players win trophies.
Yeah.
And it's a fact. And I think for him, if football was just individual honours, he'd be the greatest player of all time because he breaks every record that comes his way.
Yes.
And for me, it's like, or not, maybe I'm exaggerating about the best player of all time, but I think like if he does make a big move and it is to a big team like United, then I think that's when we can test him and say, okay, cool. Now you are in a team that is
Spurs
suited.
fans will be in the comments. Boy, go on.
Well, the Spurs fans have got other things to worry
They've got other things to worry about. Conte has
Listen,
been sacked.
Premier
He's
League
taken
era
over
Steve
next.
Bull.
You're saying Nagelsmann.
What?
Yeah, probably
Until he
Nagelsmann.
wins something, he's a Premier League era Steve Bull. Am I right, man?
You're mad. This guy's nuts.
I didn't even
Premier
hear what
League
he said
Steve
again.
Bull if you don't win nothing.
I'm saying Nagelsmann. You're saying Nagelsmann.
I think Nagelsmann as well, yeah.
Tell him what we were talking about outside.
Right. This is not my idea, and it isn't Rio's idea before all of the Metro and everyone picked this up. It's Chris's idea out there,
Yeah.
and he thinks Michael Carrick. And I don't think it's the worst shout I've ever heard, in all honesty. Jake reckoned Brendan Rodgers did it.
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers, he said.
I don't
I don't
agree
care.
with
I
what
don't
Rio
care.
was saying. A little bit soon. A little bit soon. Let him finish the season.
I don't like
But his
when
relationship
ex-football players, they get the big job straight away.
Big push.
That's a massive job to take. Tottenham are in disarray at this precise moment. To put Michael Carrick in there, we're just going to judge him based off how he's dealing with a situation that's already a mess anyway. We've seen managers who are more experienced, Jose, Conte, go there and not be able to do nothing. So what do we expect from Michael Carrick? We're putting too much pressure on him. I think we should leave Carrick. If he wants to work with Spurs and get better at being a coach, and I think that's better.
He's not going to do that because he's already doing a great job where he is
So
now,
then leave him to do what he's doing then. I think Steven Gerrard leaving Rangers was a bad idea because I felt like you just continue being a great over there, then you can go.
Yeah,
to
but it's
Aston
easy
Villa.
to say that though. When
Look, I said this on Sky,
when Villa come knocking, Villa, a team that had promise, we've heard that they had new owners, decent squad,
Decent.
No, when I say
Mate, he had some players in that
that's
squad.
what I'm saying. So
Coutinho and Dean
you're mad to say no. It's not like he was going to it's
I
not
don't
like
think you're
Lampard,
mad.
Chelsea. And even then, can you even really say no? Like, this is your club. They've said, listen, we need you. What are you going to say? Oh, no, thanks, I'm not ready yet. You take the
You
challenge.
understand why they take it. It's just,
Yeah.
I think what Harry's saying is that they shouldn't be presented with that opportunity because of the names of the players. And
What have you
because-
done?
Yeah,
Like honestly, what have you done to warrant that? We're talking
Look who's the
about-
manager of the England team. What's he done?
You know me and you, Steve, we agree with that one.
Well,
But you know he's 21, he
he's
was
come
21
through. He's come
manager.
through the under
Alright,
21s.
cool.
He did a fantastic job there. He knew the
What's the
system.
under
He's
21s
built the
for?
culture.
What's it for? Is it to develop a coach at international level, or is it?
How many under 21
understand.
coaches from England have gone on to
England
be a
have been
manager of England?
extremely
Well, no,
successful.
but,
at
but,
the
but what
young
I'm saying, it might be that they were starting to. That was the process from now on.
They should end it from now. Then.
That's what Steve Cooper. I think
They
Steve
should
Cooper
end it.
could be in the mix for it.
Who?
Yeah,
Steve Cooper.
Yeah, maybe.
So no one's mentioned the very, very obvious.
Pochettino.
and possible,
I think
right?
Pochettino should get it.
Poch back.
I just don't think he should do it.
Hashtag Poch back.
I don't think you should do it because it's like going backwards, man. Sometimes you just got to leave it. You know what I
He's
mean?
gone away. He's gained more experience. Managed at PSG. Had a
Got
bit of
sacked-
time
got
out
sacked
now,
there.
sacked,
Came on
yeah.
vibe with
But
5.
Tottenham,
Yeah.
He's ready now.
I think that's the highlight. The highlight of his year was coming on
But-
it.
but-
100%.
Yeah,
We had
yeah,
a
yeah.
chat. Now
Yeah.
he's ready to go back after I had a word.
Steve shit it.
Yeah.
Hang on, no. Let's not
Put the
paint
image-
this
put the image
lies
of
narrative.
Steve.
Oh,
Put the
like
image
that.
of Steve
Can
when
we
he
have a
met.
picture, a selfie, please. Oh,
Put the
after
image
he's
of
been
Steve
hammering
in
him.
your
He's
poch.
hammering him for ages.
You know this didn't happen, and
What?
you know this didn't happen.
He posted
Did
on
I ask
Instagram
him for
as
a
well.
selfie?
Why are you sweating?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for a selfie.
Am I checking?
Oh, man.
Couldn't correct it. I kept it frosty with him.
Yeah.
Frosty.
Yeah.
I would not say Frosty.
Well, you wasn't
I
there for
wouldn't.
20 minutes. I had to
I
keep it
would-
warm for you.
I would not say Frosty. Wow.
All right, guys.
He's a
So
lovely fella.
we're in the last part of the season coming up, like April to May. Obviously, we know who's going to be crowned champions. I've all sent you guys the picture of the trophy. If you guys want it, you can see it right here.
Wait.
Yeah,
Steve,
whatever. man.
There's
wait.
certain things
8
that will
points
make me
clear.
so happy. Yeah? And honestly, there's not money. There's
I'm
not
going to the
nothing.
city parade with him.
No, honest to God, yeah, that's the one day I might wear a sky blue shirt.
Oh, mate.
You don't win that league, brother. Oh,
I think being from London as well, you've got so many Arsenal
yeah,
fan
yeah,
friends, yeah. Mate, it's going to be a madness.
Do you know what I'm going to
You-
do?
you won't be here
Do you
for
know
a
what
while.
I'm going to do? Listen, I'm going to Arsenal organised Facebook parties. You know that? Like, I'm
So
being
am I if
serious.
you don't win.
Arsenal, because you know it's going to be there, right? They're going to all these gatherings everywhere I go on holiday. I'm taking that little trophy with me everywhere. You guys are going to know what it is.
I'm doing
Anyway.
2 sausage roll parties this summer, right?
Yeah.
One of them's when the Glazers go, and the other one is if you lot don't win the league.
Oh, man. But yeah, so I'm looking. So it's the last part of the season. We've obviously been looking at the best players. You've got the likes of Rashford, who's had a phenomenal season. Saka, Haaland. Now, we had an interesting debate when you were away I was away. Different places, by the way. You're going for player of the season? You said Haaland, right?
Yeah.
I had an interesting take on it because I think City are winning those games whether he plays or not. I think it's not just about being a good player, it's about the impact you have on your team. And I think Bukayo Saka has had the biggest impact in any team. If you stack them up across the Premier League.
Okay, so just on one stat alone,
Go on.
total goals and assists. Haaland's got 33, Saka's got 22.
Yeah, but it's what it means.
Can I be real with you? Yeah,
That's what it means.
the fact that it's only 11 goals or assists away, and he's a right winger, and Haaland's a goal scorer, says a lot about Saka.
I don't think it's judged like that no more though.
The
last
why not?
top goal scorer,
12
Salah.
goals, 28
Salah's been
goals.
top goal scorer
Yeah.
for how many years? How many golden boots has he got? He plays right wing.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about Salah though.
But this is how they play now.
Yeah.
They're like strikers now. They're not.
Are you saying you put the impact on a team above pure goal scoring?
Yeah, because I think...
All right, cool. It's Casemiro's.
No, I think...
No further questions.
Yeah.
There we go.
But can I be honest with you though, yeah?
I'll take it round
So
results.
you see with Haaland, yeah, I think as a goal scorer, yeah, the numbers that we've seen, I've genuinely never seen anything like it in the Premier League. We've seen
No, we
Henry, we've seen Aguero, we've seen Suarez, Van Nistelrooy, a lot of them. Top goal scorers come here.
Kevin Phillips has.
Like literally that was like a
One
one-hit
season.
wonder season.
Yeah.
And that was
30 goals, mate.
30 goals was incredible,
Incredible.
yeah. But the numbers that this guy's putting up, yeah, I think it's crazy to not say he's in the shout or it's somewhat like not even a discussion. However,
He ain't doing anything, Harry.
the games are done when he scored 5. He's literally scoring
He's not
for
doing
fun.
anything.
The games that Saka's playing in are very hard-fought games, and it's like that moment, or even for me personally, Odegaard's been my goat for Arsenal this season as well.
Yeah,
Like
I've said that.
It's
I think
very,
Odegaard's
very
one.
them two. When them two play, you know that something's about to happen, and I think. That's the reason why Arsenal are in this position right now, where a lot of people didn't think there was going to be this season. Where you expect City,
how many
when
times-
when Haaland was bought, you thought, oh, that's it, Premier League's done. Because
Besides,
the way
besides
City,
Rory Jennings,
Yeah.
everyone thought it was done.
But
Yeah.
Rory's a troll. He knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
But the way City have always played is that they use the wingers, pass it across, and bow. Someone's always there. And no one was there last season, and they won it. So to see that they have Haaland right now, and still Arsenal's playing, for me, better than them.
Yeah.
And even though
Says it all.
they've played them twice and City have won, Arsenal still got longevity in this
They've
league.
closed.
So for me, I would pick Saka for the simple fact that if we are picking out the 3, he's had more of an impact in terms of game by game. And when tough things are tough, he's been there. When Haaland hasn't had a good game, City there's nothing. You don't go to Haaland to try and get you to win a game. You do with Saka. So that's
I mean, even if you're looking at even stuff like their shooting accuracy, it just says so much as how much Saka's improved. Haaland's on 59.5, Saka's on 53.3. Now, honestly, he's lethal. You saw the goal against for England the other day. He lets it fly.
against United, the goal he scored
Mate,
was stupid.
Ridiculous.
But Haaland's doing stuff that I didn't actually anticipate him doing.
Doing what?
He's just scoring tap-ins.
But that's what I'm saying.
I thought he was going to come to this league and be running past players, running from the halfway line onto balls, bullying people. He does that
Would you
a
say
little bit.
that's not the way City play though?
No, it's down to the way City
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
100%, the way that it's changed. But I didn't know that if he could adapt his game to fit that, because all of the things that everyone fell in love with him about was about pace, power, aggression, the way he could just blast the ball from the edge of the box, even or just come onto something, bang. But he's now just on the end of things, scoring. It's not boring, but he's just scoring basic tap-ins here and there through anticipation and just knowing where to be.
he's not doing anything.
But that wasn't what we thought. But it doesn't make. He's still
but
he's still there doing it.
He's not doing anything in the game. For me to turn around and go, oh, he's been the best player. Yeah, he's scoring goals, but the reality is,
Other
if you
things
put
on
Harry
the
Kane,
pitch.
if you put Harry Kane in that City team, he's banging goals. Look at the amount of goals
It's
Raheem
buts and
Sterling.
maybes.
Look at the
He ain't
goals
there.
Raheem Sterling was scoring for City. When you're in a team that
that's the
creates,
argument
yeah,
now, right?
Exactly.
When you,
what was that to us last time?
wait. But now, when you look at him for Chelsea, my man, I know he's been injured, but man can't buy a goal, bruv. It's not as easy.
You're an echo in
but
there.
when you're in City, when you're playing for City, it's different. Imagine putting a Harry Kane there or a Marcus Rashford there. I'm not saying he's getting more goals than Haaland, but he's getting you goals. What Saka's doing at Arsenal, not any Tom, Dick, and Harry can go play forward there and carry the team the way.
How do you know?
Because we've seen it.
We've
with
not
other
seen
wingers.
5 years worth of performances to go, oh, we rate it against that, we judge it against that.
But if you judge it against opposition, he hurts teams, man. He hurts teams.
So does Haaland. He bangs the ball in the back of the net.
He's
That ball
not-
could
he's not-
bounce to
he's not
someone
doing-
else. How many times did the ball bounce to Jesus and everyone used to go, he can't finish, he can't finish?
Fair.
But what about?
Did you
what's
say
his name?
It's not as easy as you're making out. It's not as,
I think it is.
it's not as easy as going, oh, you just got to stand there and finish. You got to know where to
So
be.
what we've judging
timing.
this off, if we're going off goals, then Haaland's won this debate and we move on. But if we're talking
But
about
it's not
impact,
goals.
yeah,
It's
it's
impact.
impact,
No,
it's all-round game.
Goals, yeah. I agree about in terms of impact, etc. But you're impacting the game through goals. Also, he's doing things we've never seen.
Yeah,
If
these
you're
numbers,
like,
yeah.
you can say that Saka. We've seen people doing what. I'm not trying to discredit what Saka's doing. He's doing amazing, and I've been one of his biggest shouters this year. Yeah. But like, we've seen players turn games on. We've seen Hazard. We've seen players like Rooney, Hazard. All these players do stuff. I'm not saying he's in that level yet. Yeah. But I'm saying we've not seen this rate of turnover of goals.
I'm not knocking.
So there has to be something given to
these
that.
goals, but I'm saying even if he's not in a team and you put Alvarez in a team, Man City team, they're still winning those games. He's not. Maybe that's going to change.
So if Alvarez plays all season, they still do what they do. Do you reckon?
Yes, because they did it without a striker last season.
But talking about influence, you've got to look at what Casemiro and Martinez have done at United.
Why are you trying to bring it back to them?
I'm not bringing it back to you.
I don't disagree
But
with
you're
what this
talking
man's
about
saying.
the
Let him
influence. You got to talk about the influence that they've had.
What about Ward-Prowse at Southampton?
Completely, again, absolutely.
If we're talking about influence,
If you're talking pure influence,
But who said they haven't had influence though?
No, but I'm saying,
you
why are
want
they
to
in the
have the conversation
then?
about the best of the league. You can't just go Saka and Haaland and that's it.
Because we were talking forwards. If you want to bring it, if you want to make it an all-round conversation, then fair enough. And then you might as well.
Eriksen before he
then
was
you throw in
injured.
Partey, you throw in Saliba in there, you throw in Odegaard.
Why does he have to bring his guys in all the time? Like you, United. Pope at Newcastle. They're throwing them people in.
Yeah.
If we're saying impact for their team,
Okay,
I'm saying what I've seen Haaland do. I ain't seen no one do these numbers. It's just nuts. It's the hardest thing to do in the game.
I think this
score
league
goals.
it's been surprising how many players that have been so integral to their teams doing really well. Like we just mentioned, like Botman for Newcastle. Like these players that you probably beginning of the season wouldn't even mention. But this is, I think,
Has Haaland really had influence though for Man City?
Personally,
influence.
I got a friend. I'm not going to say his name.
Influence,
Rich knows the name we were going to say. It's not Wretch. It's a friend of ours. I'm not going to say it.
Is it Adelina?
I'm not going to say his name, yeah? But he has said that Haaland is a horrible football player, but a great striker. And what he means by that is that he doesn't literally contribute to Man City's play, transition, or nothing. What he's there for is to put in the back of the net. And that's what they've signed him for. So we can only judge him off what he's been signed for.
Did you not watch the last Champions League game?
Yeah, when he took him off 60 minutes.
When he scored 5?
Horrible.
Yeah. Did you see, I think it was the first or second goal when he chased, after they scored the first goal, the second goal come about 40 seconds later.
Yeah.
Did you see what he done?
Yeah.
Chased the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The ball got played up to him, laid it to De Bruyne, bang, goal. Like, he as much as he's just a goal scorer and scores goals, he does impact the game. Before you go out there, the night before the game, both the centre-halves are thinking, oh my God, it's Haaland. That's enough. That's all I need as a manager.
Leipzig, man.
And they're taking a step back because they're thinking he's
I ain't
going
gonna
to
lie,
behind.
bro.
They're in a competition you lot ain't even heard of for years. So zip it.
We'll be back in it next season, mate.
Yeah, winning it.
We're good. So
Winning it, though.
Are you winning it next season?
We've won it twice. Well, 3 times.
Are you winning it next season?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. But just to say, just to finish the player of the year, I'm going Haaland for just doing outrageous stuff as a goal scorer, a rate that we've not seen yet. Saka, I wouldn't argue if he got it. I wouldn't say, he shouldn't get it. He's just listen. He's been phenomenal. And if you lot win the league, you've got a big shout to have one of the players in your team be player of the year.
Yep. I'm going Saka.
You're going Saka.
Yeah.
I'm going Saka as well.
Casemiro.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Or Haaland.
Or Haaland. All right, cool. I think that's all we have for this week, you know. What else are you thinking?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Conte's gone, man. I can't believe it.
Conte's gone.
After that rant that he had the other day.
It was an interview to get sacked.
Yeah.
A little payoff one, isn't it?
Yeah.
He walked out, went to the press officer. Watch this shit.
You're gonna need a big camera for this. You ready for me?
Is everybody here? Yeah, I'm ready. Bang.
Man.
Don't turn your phone off tonight because this is going off.
After this international break, you got a big game against Newcastle away.
Mate, we got a month of just chaos.
Brentford, remember them? Brentford.
Woo!
Brentford.
I'm scared of Ivan
Who you got?
You know, we got Leeds. And then we got Chelsea, and then we got
Chelsea starting the
Liverpool,
round in a nice
City.
bit of form.
Got a hard
Listen,
month, this month for you lot as well.
How many
Do you know how many
times? How many times have you guys sat here? And
I've
told
never
me,
said it. He said
Alright.
it. February was your month.
How many times? He goes, "Ooh."
October, and I was like,
You know what I mean?
not a chance, and then they did all right, didn't they? However, let us know in the comments, are we going to be seeing tears or cigars every week? Because it's we're going to go through the proper Arsenal fan roller.
Because when they're behind in the WhatsApp group, mate, the energy just drips out of that place, man.
Bro, same with mine. When I'm in the filthy chat, yeah, when things are going a bit mad, it's like it's quiet. Then out of nowhere, Miles will write poet. Then Miles and then poet will write Miles, and it's like I'm out of it. I don't want to be in this no more. So yeah, it is
Shout
what
out
it
the
is.
filthy
You
guys. I
guys,
like them.
you guys got quarterfinals, Europa.
Yeah.
Slapovic, we've won that.
Overhyped
We've won that.
competition.
Betis,
Sevilla.
won that.
FA Cup.
Betis dealt with them. Sevilla. We're going to do a Spanish treble.
Ooh.
Barca.
Do you reckon?
Reckon?
Yeah. We're going to qualify for the Champions
Palace,
League through La Liga.
I got to be
next
honest.
year.
I worry. I've got to be honest. I'm concerned about the semi-final FA Cup. That's a big, hard game.
Yeah.
Brighton, difficult opponent.
I can see us ballsing that up, even though it's easier
Winning
because it's
Europa.
a case of like one game to get to the final versus Europa. Still about 17 matches to go, I think.
Yeah.
And I could see us going all the way to Budapest for it. But can you imagine Manchester City in a final of an FA Cup? Can you imagine? I'm sleepless now at the possibility
honestly,
of it.
that would be for
would
football
imagine
fans, would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
But for Manchester fans, it would break my heart to know that if City was to ever win that, and we was in the same stadium as their fans, I would. They need to. Air ambulance would have to come and get me.
If that was the final and United win, it'd probably overshadow who wins the Premier League.
You know, I've
You reckon?
Yeah, it would.
Because it's so because
Such a big game. Yeah, a big game.
It'd be a horrible.
Two massive clubs.
Can you imagine the
What
security there?
One.
Can you imagine the security there? Crazy, man. Loads of London United fans. Okay, guys, thank you very much.
That's on your clubs. I don't see that. Why is that ever an issue? United have got loads of fans. That's on the likes of Arsenal allowing that. Chelsea allowing that. Spurs allowing that. Need to look in the mirror.
It's not your fault. I don't blame you because success is what young kids go for. They go for success. And aspirations. They looked at Sir Alex Ferguson. They looked at the likes of Rio. Looked at Van Nistelrooy, Rooney, and thought, you know what? These guys are going to make me a happy man.
Yeah.
Hence why my hairline started going away a bit. after 2013, 2012, 2013. Oh, it went. I blame you for that. You should pay for my transplant.
Guys, I guess we're back next week then, innit?
Yeah.
Vibe with 5, Joel Bayer, Harry Pinero, Stephen Alson, Rio Ferdinand. 8 points, top of the league.
Shut up,
We'll be
man.
back
Man,
soon.
stop it.
Jesus.
Peace.